What's up?
Welcome to the SmokeSesh, episode number, I think...
Seven or eight? Yeah, something like that.
How's it going, man? It's fucking Chris and Chris from Eternal Bleeding, along with a very, 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 very special guest today. ECW original RoadKill, one of the sickest professional wrestlers of all time, one of my all-time favorites.
Last throw in a can, I love it.
And actually a good friend of mine behind the scenes, so it's cool to have you here today, brother.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it, brother.
No real fucking format to what we do here. We just kind of get lit in the garage, and we look at the fucking questions that you guys send, or the comments and shit, and that's kind of it, man.
Today's a special day, though.
It is a very special day, because we don't normally have a guest, and it's not...
And it's two people's birthdays that are very close to us.
This is true.
Okay, so we have two birthday greetings to go out.
So let's... Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, happy birthday to Chris's dad. How old is he?
Oh, he probably doesn't want me saying.
All right, he's up years old.
Props to my pops. It's his birthday today. He helps us out a lot when we go on those international trips.
Yes, he does.
To the airport, Newark, JFK and shit in his big old truck. So props to my pops. Love you, pops. See you home tonight. Fucking cook some burgers and shit.
And special happy birthday to...
Eternal Bleeding alumni, esteemed alumni member, Jay Liff.
Jay Liff, that's right.
Lieutenant Jay Liff.
Lieutenant Jay Liff, now a New York City policeman. We love him. Jay Happy birthday, brother. We love you.
We love you, bro. We talk about you all the fucking time in positive light.
Well,
and,
not always.
We fucking...
thank you for your service, too.
We love your fucking contributions to the band.
Damn, your bass lines on fucking Imperium are great, dude. We had a lot of good times together. And Jay told me he's around on a lot of Saturdays, so he'll be able to stop in one day and talk to us.
No
and
animals
stuff.
today, Jimbo.
No animals.
All right. I like Lexi, so that's okay.
So now we have a lizard with us.
Is it Frill?
This is cool. I don't want it to get a contact eye, though. That would be not
Yeah, just
responsible.
tell me when you want to get the thing off.
Oh, now preferably.
Now,
We also have, during
Thanks,
this live stream, we have an unboxing.
Oh, you're
One of our friends, Jessica from Texas,
I thought this
sent us a box.
What's in it?
Sounds like beaver nuggets.
What? Crack that shit open.
All right, we're opening it
Do it
now.
right now.
All right, so
Mike,
this
have
is,
you ever been to Buc-ee's?
cut to the chase. I don't know what is Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is the greatest rest stop ever on the planet in America. It's only in Texas.
Is it like south of the border?
It's sort of like South of the Border, but there's a few of them. It's kind of like Home Depot, but it has pastrami.
And fucking killer barbecue.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude.
I do remember a strip club on the way to Florida that was a great rest stop. I don't remember what
Spearmint
the-
Rhino.
I don't know. It could have been.
Wow.
You guys ever, you have any matches in Texas ever?
Yeah, twice. I think we were Houston and somewhere else.
Look at this. Buc-ee's Care Package.
Holy shit!
It actually says Buc-ee's Care Package.
And there's a beaver on it. You were right.
Contents. Oh.
Can you say that on the air?
Two containers of beaver nuggets.
Yeah!
Popcorn ball. Barbecue rub. Barbecue sauce. Jalapeno jelly.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
So it's a sex box.
We're going to have to apply that
Yeah,
to
it's a
something
sex
before the
box.
end of
Look
this
at this. Oh, Jessica, thank you. Look at this.
episode. Who sent this?
Jessica Perry from
Jess Perry, thank you so much. Holy shit.
barbecue sauce from Buc-ee's. What are you, fucking crazy? All right, now we're cooking.
Excuse me.
And oh my God, everything's so carefully wrapped. It's
There's no
crazy.
chicken in there, is there?
This was all been sprayed.
No chickens.
No, thanks.
It's all been sprayed for COVID, though, right?
Yes.
Who knows?
It doesn't really matter at this point.
Now, I don't know if
Holy
anybody's
shit.
ever had beaver nuggets, but they are like the fucking bomb.
I don't. It's sort of like corn
sugar
pops.
corn
cereal.
pops, right? Sugar corn
Right, but you
pops.
eat it by the handful. I mean, you could probably put it in a bowl of milk, honestly.
Are they made of real beaver?
Yes.
This pure beaver tail, all white meat. We're gonna crack these open right now.
Yeah, we're getting we're getting the nugs.
Snug up. Oh, the rest of the band is probably watching this.
Yeah, I know. Fuck
With the
them.
munchies already?
Oh, and a popcorn ball. Look at that. All right. Jessica, thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
This is a great gift.
It's like maple syrup. Are your taste already?
Yeah, definitely mapley.
And you said these are beaver tails?
Beaver nuggets.
Oh,
Buc-ee's barbecue rub.
We'll give these right out here. On
Look at that. Oh my God, this is great. You know what?
Thanks, Jess.
We appreciate it. Hey, we got viewers from Alaska.
Eternal Bleeding has the best goddamn fans, dude. I swear to God, man.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm not just saying that because you guys are fucking watching right now. Like, straight up. Well, I mean, I don't know any other band that fucking gets fucking shit like this in the mail.
she's hiding the beaver nuggets for later.
That's fucking awesome. Thank you guys for fucking taking care of us there. And
Thanks, Jess.
quarantine time.
There's no Bluebell ice cream, but you know, whatever.
Probably would have melted in this heat.
Yeah, probably. So, why don't we get into let's get into what first of all, before we get into the star of the show. What are you smoking, Chris?
I think it's the same as last week. I think this is Skywalker OG. Got a couple of these bad boys rolled up.
So technically those are lightsabers then.
A couple lightsabers twisted up. Skywalker OG and a fucking raw king size supreme. And I got my trusty Madras Farms.
You got a whole pharmacy in that pocket.
Yeah, he does. He's a rolling pharmacy.
Pineapple Express pen that I'll fucking fire up here in a minute, direct from Madras Farms in Oregon. Mike is smoking absolutely nothing. He actually told me, I asked him a week or two ago to come on the show, and he's like, it's called the SmokeSesh, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm not smoking anything. I'm like, all right.
Well, I
dude.
didn't say that. I said
No.
puff, puff,
Say it.
pass.
Puff, puff, pass. That's what I do. I just puff my cigar, and I am smoking a Man of War Ruination. Now,
Like the band Man War?
well, no, God no.
Good, as long as they're not in their underwear.
This cigar does not wear a fucking cod piece.
That would be the wasp one.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I smoke like the beast.
Manowar is cool as shit. Honestly, I don't care what you guys think.
All right, well.
Honestly, they're awesome. I saw them at fucking.
All right, whatever.
What's that place? The Race Palace used to be. The Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt? Does that sound familiar?
The Vanderbilt. I remember the Vanderbilt.
So yeah, I saw Manowar there on a school night. They didn't play till like 1:30 in the morning, and my mom was fucking pissed when I got home.
I bounced a rap show there once, and I remember what's that guy that sings "Oh Baby You Got What I Need"? Biz Markie.
Biz Markie,
Right.
yeah.
He
Oh,
was
baby.
DJing. I don't remember who the main act was, but I didn't belong there bouncing.
I might not make it through the podcast. I'm drinking Henry McKenna. It's 100 proof. If you like bourbon and you can find this bourbon, get it before it becomes $200 a bottle. It is that good.
That was like a $30 bottle like a year or two ago, and now it's about a $60 bottle.
Yeah, $60, $70 bottle. Yeah, crazy.
It's only going up.
Supply and
That's right.
demand, right?
Thanks, white people.
All right, so you know what? Let's we got our guest here. Let's
You guys got any questions? You guys anything about pro wrestling that you fucking know? If you guys watched ECW back in the day, if you guys watched
Watch it on the network.
on the WWE Network, a bunch of his old matches. I think I saw you on Velocity or something back in the day, right? Or Heat or something like that. Or both of them, maybe.
Velocity for sure. Danny Dory and I wrestled Eminem on Velocity. That's on the network or on YouTube, and Sabu for sure on ECW, WWE ECW.
Who was the the wildest person you ever had a match with? Like that you were like, oh my god, this guy is out of fucking control.
Balls Mahoney, probably.
Yeah.
I would say Balls Mahoney.
Sam, we should be louder.
yeah.
Into the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you guys to speak up, but you're sorry. Anyway,
People,
speak up,
people
guys.
complain we're not talking loud.
No, I'm looking at the peak meters, and
Oh,
I want to
gotcha.
make sure
Sam
that.
Balls Mahoney kicked the shit out of you? Or,
I didn't say he kicked the shit out of me. He's just probably the most one of the more reckless people that I've been around.
Okay. I definitely saw one of his final matches. I went to that hardcore homecoming thing maybe 6-7 years ago. I think he got into trouble on the way home, or Axel got into trouble on the way home. Maybe one of them crashed a car on the way home from that show.
It's possible, highly possible. I wrestled him at a show, an independent show, after ECW was done, and he ended up. We wrestled each other, right? And then he got on the microphone, and we ended up having to fight the fans together. So we fought each other. The match was over, and then we had to fight together side by side. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's reckless.
How did you get?
Oh, and that's a shoot. You actually fought the fans, right?
Yeah, it's a couple times.
All right.
It's not the first time it happened.
That's awesome.
I had to fight a few of my own fans over the years.
They just get out of control, man. They get too into the entertainment, and then they got to be calmed down.
Tammy, you missed it. I'm drinking Henry McKenna. If you can sponsor that and get me a case of it, it would be
Some of
really
these
good.
questions.
So, I wanted to ask you because I'm a layman
Okay,
when it comes to wrestling. I mean, I know the big guys or whatever.
who's the big guys?
Superfly Snuka,
Okay,
Bruno Sammartino,
Hulk Hogan, obviously.
Hulk
The
Hogan,
biggest guy, Andre. You got to know. him.
Andre the Giant. I know, right? I know those guys. How did you fall into pro wrestling?
I fell hard several times over. I wanted to. When I was a kid, I grew up watching it. I was a fan of it, and basically, I wanted to.
Okay.
So I followed the paths, and I went to this training school here in Long Island. I went to Ward Melville High School.
Right. Okay.
I graduated in '94. Mick Foley went to the same high school.
So did Suffocation. Most of Suffolk.
Right.
Suffocation, too.
So did Sean Bell, internal bleeding merch manager. You guys went to high school together, right?
So Sean Bell and I went to junior high and high school together.
And
That's
that's
awesome.
my connection to internal bleeding is through Sean Bell. So it's a big fucking circle, dude.
It's a big circle, big Long Island circle.
Big circle
Right.
jerk of.
So not a
Talent.
circle jerk.
So how did you get like discovered?
How did I get discovered?
Right,
I went to so Mick Foley went to my high school,
Right.
and the teachers that were still there knew him and his father because his father was the director of physical education.
That makes
Dr.
sense.
Foley.
Okay.
So they put me into contact with Dr. Foley, who in turn put me in contact with Mick.
Okay.
And I talked to him for a while. He gave me the basics of the wrestling business, talked to my parents, told me what's going to happen, gave me kind of like set the guidelines.
Okay.
So he said, graduate high school, go to college, get your degree and all that stuff. And he said, I'll be in touch with you. So a couple of years later, I want to say it was like 95, 96, ECW opened up a school in Long Island, in Deer Park. So Mick,
Voracious contempt era.
yeah. So,
All right.
it's all good. So Mick and
I'm
Sammy,
trying to relate it to internal bleeding timeline.
that's the timeline then. 95, 96. So I went to the ECW House of Hardcore School, trained with Taz and Perry Saturn, and I was kind of brought in underneath them. You know, I came in through like Team Taz and setting up the ring and kind of like I was homegrown ECW.
Okay. Cool. That's neat, man. I mean, not a lot of people get to make it to where you got.
Yeah, no. I'm very thankful and very, very blessed. I
So,
had a great,
so it's luck and skill.
a combination of
Right,
both.
a
Yeah.
combination of both. Just like any kind of entertainment,
Yes.
luck and skill, right?
I mean, to some degree, there's got to be a dedication to it.
Oh, yeah, but
You know
that's
what I
the
mean? Like,
skill. You have to have the dedication to it.
Now, I know motherfuckers that are born with it that did not want to expand upon it, you know, which is a shame. No, I'm talking like I know you loved the product at one point, like with all your heart and soul,
yeah.
and you wanted to do everything you could to get to that next level. So, and that's really what it takes. I mean, you could be the best fucking guitar player in the world, but no, you're never gonna leave your fucking bedroom if you fucking
Matt Martin's asked a good question.
All right. Matt from Without Remorse asks, Mike, can you tell me your Venmo and how much it would be to hit Chris with a kendo stick?
Do we have one available?
No, I think we have a pogo stick.
Pogo stick would hurt a lot more. The kendo stick's got to give. Oh, yeah, it's just a random pipe in the garage.
How's this?
Oh, come on.
You guys smoke out of this thing?
Yeah, that's all resonated. The thing was white ivory
Yeah, that's
a week ago.
break. I don't have Venmo. I
Props
pay
to Matt
PayPal.
Martin's.
Why do you want your friend beat up by me?
Gail, I don't like using wooden matches. It takes too much time to light a cigar. If I have a mild cigar, I can use wooden matches because there's less ligero in it and it lights up easy, but I smoke really full-bodied cigars.
What was that word you used?
Ligero. Ligero. It's the topmost part of the plant that sucks up the most sun and gets the most nicotine.
All right. The
And
more
it's
you know.
right, and it's the hardest part to light. So I can't use matches on a really strong cigar. It takes forever to light, and it's just doesn't work. So
Connoisseur.
yeah, unfortunately, I am.
Here's a question for Mike. Were you still involved in the wrestling biz pre-pandemic? Really?
Not really. I was doing autograph signings here and there. I did a couple shows. I was doing the big event. I was doing Legends of the Ring. I was doing Icons of Wrestling as a vendor.
As a vendor?
As a vendor, yeah. I sell action figures and wrestling figures. I've been collecting for years. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So now I bring them out to the shows and say, $1 Million Man's over there. I got his figure because people want to get it signed. Or who else would be there? Like Ivan Putski was over there. Tito Santana. I look through my collection, see what I have, and bring it to the show and sell it because people want to get stuff signed. Sometimes they can't find it before they get there.
Right.
Or the eBay package is going to be late.
Right.
They want to get stuff signed by people right then and there.
That's
So,
awesome.
Smart.
Yeah. So I don't want to be that lonely Virgil. You know Lonely Virgil?
Yes, I know. I
Okay.
know.
See, even as a layman, as you called yourself, you know Lonely Virgil. So
Poor Virgil.
I don't look like
He's
RoadKill.
Vincent to me.
Yes. And you know that story, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
When he was brought into WWE, he was called Virgil
Right.
as a knock on Dusty Rhodes because that's Dusty Rhodes' real name. Virgil.
Okay.
So when
Okay.
so when he went to WCW,
Yes,
he was
I do.
called Vincent and knock on Vincent McMahon.
That's
So-
incredible.
So I don't want to be Lonely Virgil because I don't look like RoadKill anymore.
Right.
Even my peers don't recognize me until I start talking to them. They know the voice right
Right.
away.
Yeah.
But so now I'm instead of just sitting there all by myself with the banner RoadKill, I'm constantly working and selling and making more money than I would if I just went as RoadKill.
Right. So now, when people recognize you as RoadKill, I'm sure it happens.
It actually happened. I was wearing a mask at work like a couple weeks ago. I was wearing the mask, and the guy's like, "RoadKill," and I kind of froze. I was like,
Did you say chickens?
"No, I didn't." I was just like, in my head, I'm like, cursing this thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Because I'm working in retail.
Right. Right.
You know, I'm just putting stuff out because I've been a essential employee.
Hell yeah.
And out of nowhere, I got the mask on my face and RoadKill. Who the fuck is this guy? He says again, "Oh, I met you here." I was okay. I backed off a little. I'm ready to go.
I had a similar situation like that at an airport in Germany one time in Frankfurt, and this guy's staring at me from across the way, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess he's probably a fan. He probably recognizes internal bleeding. It happens from time to time, especially with Chris. He's a fucking character, 7 feet above everybody.
Well, you kind of stand out too in
I
a
guess
foreign
too,
country,
I look a lot different than some folks over there too.
He was also smoking a joint in the airport. Let's be honest.
No, but I see this guy, and he's looking at me, and he keeps getting closer, and he's looking down, and he keeps
No, I
getting
wouldn't put it
closer,
past him.
and he's looking down, and he keeps getting closer, and then finally I'm just kind of like, he's close enough where I have to like sort of acknowledge him,
Yeah.
and he's like, good morning, sir, you are pro wrestler. I'm like, oh no, No, that's the greatest compliment I ever had. Thank you, sir. No, I think you thought I was Bubba Dudley, I assume.
I'm sorry.
So somebody asked, what is the inspiration for your music? Oh, God. So
Your music or my music?
Did you pick your own ECW music? It was
Super Bon Bon. No.
So Soul Coughing. I remember that band.
Yeah.
They were like a New York City band, actually. They were like a Lower East Side band, and they were like a hipster band in the early '90s. And I saw them open for U2 on the Pop Mart tour in '97. I swear to God.
My first music was, I think, Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar. And then Axl Rotten was doing like a Marilyn Manson thing, so he kind of took it. Then I switched to, I wrestled Terry Funk's WrestleFest in Amarillo, Texas. It was Terry Funk against Bret Hart. I came out to Guar's Cool Place to Park, which was really cool. And then they put me in the tag team, and they had Sad But True for a while, which is kind of like
sick.
Well, everybody had Sad But True. Like, you didn't know who they were. Like, I think, what was it? There was an international guy. There was a guy from England. I forgot what his name was. A couple different people had Sad But True. I was like, I don't want that. I want, our own music. So when to put me together with Danny Doring, it just became Super Bon Bon. And that was it. And, so really I had no choice. It was kind of like what they wanted to do, and I just...
What would you rather have it been at the time?
Anything.
Guar?
Anything. Guar or Maiden.
Who was your favorite metal band?
Metal band, I would say Maiden.
Okay.
Maiden for sure. Guar would be up there.
I've had my ups and downs with Maiden. You know.
I only like their first two albums.
So
really, with Paul Di'Anno, not Dickinson.
I do not like Bruce Dickinson at all.
Why?
I hate the vocals.
Okay,
that's why I'm not a big Judas Priest fan. I'm sorry.
I liked them in my
can't stand
formative
them.
years as a teenager. I thought they were, cool, whatever. And I went. My uncles took me to see them in 2007. I'm a fucking grown man at this point, 25 years old or whatever it is, 26 years old. And they played at Nassau Coliseum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they come out, and they play a new song. All right, cool, whatever. Another new song. 4, 5, 6 new songs, and I'm like, oh my God, they're playing this. And I realized the backdrop is the backdrop of the new album, Life After Death or whatever the fuck it's called. And they're playing, and I'm like, oh my God, they're playing this entire album. And I'm like, this were like $150 tickets, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, that's my first time ever seeing them, and my uncles are like mortified. They don't know a single song, and they're from the era, and they play one more song, 10, 11 songs, whatever it is. All these songs are 7 fucking minutes long. And at the end, fucking asshole goes, a matter of life and death. And takes a fucking bow, and everybody at the Coliseum is just like,
gasp.
Did this asshole just take a bow? And then they played Fear of the Dark, and that was it. House lights up.
Oh.
Did you go to that tour?
No, I wasn't.
It was so they fucking turned me off from Iron Maiden ever since then.
I was in Kentucky.
I never knew that story.
Fuck them.
I never knew that story.
But they, unfortunately for you, they learned from that.
I know they only do the hits after that now, right?
Well, they throw it in. With the new stuff, they throw in the hits. Aces High, Trooper. They throw it all in now, but because they've learned from that tour. But again, Dickinson didn't want to play that stuff anymore. They're like, he's kind of like he wants to take that stuff and put it on a shelf and make new stuff because they've played that since the '80s.
Yeah, I understand that too, to some degree.
Yeah, but you got to play the
you gotta
classics.
play the new shit.
I agree, but they were trying something new,
right?
And unfortunately,
it
Chris
didn't
and
work.
the whole Nassau Coliseum. I'm sure other people around the country got bitter to Maiden because of that too.
I mean, the whole Coliseum was like confused. Actually, it was
surprised
actually
they didn't riot.
Very strange.
I'm surprised
everyone left there going like that was a waste of time.
It's so funny because I think Killers is probably one of the greatest albums ever made.
It's very good.
It is aggressive. There's a lot of punk spirit to it. It even has a little thrash to it.
Yeah.
And then Number of the Beast I like too because it still has that Killers vibe.
But that was a change.
Right, but after that it got too operatic and too like wheedly fucking
too much.
Yeah, it got too much.
Too much like Look What I Can Play.
Right.
Okay, I get
right. That to me. I know a lot of people love Iron Maiden, and it's no knock on them.
See, my first taste of them was Sean Bell, our friend, lent me Live After Death, the video. And that was my first taste of Maiden. I watched their performance, and I was hooked from there.
It's Sean's fault, huh? All right, so...
Well, he happened to have the VHS that I borrowed.
I always felt that there was a relationship between wrestling and heavy metal simultaneously.
Sure.
The merch looks similar. Mm-hmm. A lot of the fans love the same shit. it's used in the fucking in the vignettes and promos. It's used for intros and shit.
Especially ECW, for sure.
Especially for ECW. I don't really know where I'm going with this question, but what were some of the... Did you get to meet any cool bands over the years because of the wrestling community?
Oh, Skid Row was behind the scenes one time.
It's pretty sick.
They were... it's funny because it's the night before I debuted as being Amish in the arena. We were at a show in Jersey. I want to say Trenton. And I think Snake Sabo and Scotty Hill were backstage talking because they're wrestling fans.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Or it might have been Rachel Boland. I don't know. It was definitely Sabo because I remember the hair. And they, like I said, they were there in Trenton. And then the next night I debuted as the Amish character in the arena. But Skid Row was there. We had a connection with a distribution company at one point. And they were doing Maiden. They had Dickinson's solo album. Maiden was doing The X Factor. And it was another album after that. So it was another singer, so you can't be mad at him. It was like Man on the Edge era. And then we were getting...
Blaze Bailey?
Yes.
Right.
Blaze Bailey. Who people...
Fuck him, too. I don't know. I've never heard a song from him.
People hate him.
No, he's the best one. Actually,
you don't like
he's my favorite
Diano?
one. I don't care.
You don't know Diano?
Actually, I don't care.
I love Diano.
It's the first two albums.
Diano's the man.
Actually, now that I think about it, there was a lot of ECW. There was a lot of Morbid Angel like videos and promo shots of them, and videos I saw from back in the day, and they're rocking ECW shirts.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, ECW was the thing.
ECW
It was
shirt.
the thing for a while, man. Because it was hot. It
wearing an ECW shirt.
was real shit.
It was something different.
Well, it was real.
It
didn't feel scripted.
I'm telling you,
exactly.
It didn't feel scripted. How's that? Okay,
being
it didn't
a kid,
feel scripted.
being 12-ish years old, and my brother was about 10, 11, we'd stay up, and my parents would let us stay up and watch SNL, because we loved that shit when we were younger. And,
everybody did. Now it's a different story.
Norm Macdonald era and that era, Chris Farley era and shit.
Damn, I'm old. I used to watch John Belushi and fucking Chevy Chase.
And that shit would end at 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
They were all coked up and shit.
And my parents would be asleep at that point, and they were like, so me and my brother would just stay up and click through the channels.
Unsupervised.
4 channels up on Channel 10 was MSG Channel. And
love you too, Ivan.
we saw the intro to ECW TV.
Which started with White Zombie.
Right. And it was just RVD flipping off the top to the outside, and Sabu with the double leg drop. It was just, it blew our fucking minds. And it changed everything, honestly, as far as entertaining. As far as entertainment went for me.
One of my first appearances on TV besides Team Taz was I got thrown in a Eliminators commercial for the T-shirt. Like they threw me a bone. It was in Pittsburgh somewhere. They did a thing where the Dudley Boys broke a glass window over Perry Saturn's head.
Oh, sick.
So I waited. The wrist cleared out. I went in the ring. And I started sweeping. All of a sudden, Perry and Cronus come back, and boom, total elimination.
Yes,
I made the Eliminators commercial. That was my first taste of.
That's cool.
That's my all-time favorite tag team move ever in history. Total elimination.
So wait, let me get back to Chris. What's your musical inspiration?
Oh, so we're actually answering music questions today?
Well, we're mixing it up.
You got to cater to the audience.
No, my parents would play.
No, I just want to hit questions everybody's asking.
Parents would play Beatles and Springsteen and shit like that when I was younger, and my mom would play show tunes and shit, and then, I found Metallica when I was a young kid, and Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, and then it goes to Obituary, Suffocation, Sepultura, IB, Fetus, Misery and Dex. Here we are now.
Me, it's Black Sabbath and Black Flags. Two blacks. Probably my two biggest influences. Sabbath, of course, because of the groove and the heaviness, and Black Flag because of the aggression. I don't care what anybody says. Black Flag's Damaged album is the most aggressive, pissed off, out of control album ever recorded. I don't care what anybody says. It's insane. If you haven't listened to it, it's insane. And Greg Ginn is a great guitar player, and nobody gives him credit. That's my rant.
Matt Martin says he got in trouble for calling in the ECW hotline at 1:30 in the morning on time. He said they had info about Bret Hart, and he waited on the line for like an hour and a half. And his dad.
Well, of course, Zappa guy. Guy Marche is watching. Okay, so Guy Marche.
Yes, one of my all-time favorite guitar players, and one of the big reasons I'm in this band currently.
Yeah, and probably Guy Marche taught me more about guitar in 10 minutes than any guitar teacher ever taught me. Guy is a great guy. No pun intended with the guy.
It sounded like the pun was.
Suffocation, internal bleeding, pyrexia. I mean, he's a legend. And cheers, Guy. We're glad you're watching. I hope all is well.
Fuck yeah.
Love you, brother. So, somebody's saying, hey, Roadkill, look at me.
Look at him. Or her.
Go ahead, say it.
Them.
I looked at him.
We didn't say
say it.
We didn't pay him enough for the fucking.
We didn't pay him enough to say the word. How did that come about?
Chickens?
Yeah, how did chickens come about?
How did the whole Amish thing come
My
about?
friend, I was playing Xbox with my friend today. He's like, "Holy shit! Tell him chickens."
And you did that before we went live.
Right.
Obviously, we're here. We're using a laptop and a high-tech camera and lighting. So that means unless you're on Rumspringa,
Yeah.
you're not Amish.
I'm on permanent Rumspringa.
All right. So tell us how the Amish gimmick came about.
The Amish gimmick came about because I had a long beard.
Kind of later.
Yeah.
And I really had no gimmick. And the time the movie Kingpin came out. So Al Snow said, "Hey, you should be Amish." And
Wait, go back. Who's Al Snow?
Al Snow is the guy with the head.
Okay.
You know that one?
Sorry, no, I don't.
It's all good.
Okay.
Al Snow's been around for
Job
years.
Squad.
Okay.
Job Squad. Before that, he was just wrestling all over. He was like
Okay.
kind of like an underground.
A legend in the underground?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much. Tape traders knew exactly who he
Okay.
was. So he got to ECW's trying to find his gimmick. He was one half of the Rockets for a while with Marty Jannetty. He was Avatar. He had a couple of gimmicks. Then he came to ECW and kind of found himself, which was kind of like finding a mannequin head. And he started talking to it, bringing it to the ring and head.
Oh, God.
So he was around, and he had a lot of creative ideas. And he
Also,
said,
controversy years later over the toy in that head.
"Yeah,
Which I believe Walmart or Kmart.
Walmart."
Wow, that's cool.
So the movie Kingpin came out,
I remember
and
that.
they said you should be Amish. So, and also what was it? Boogie Nights came out, and Danny Doring, he was supposed to be kind of like a porn star, and like the Ziggler character, whatever that was from Boogie Nights. I never saw the movie.
Dolph Diggler.
Dolph Diggler, right?
Yeah,
Dolph
so
Diggler,
Diggler,
right.
Ziggler, same thing. Sounds similar to me. So yeah, they kind of put us together, kind of like Kingpin, and then we just went with it. I remember being around after hearing I should be Amish all weekend. Tommy Rich is going, "Yeah, you should come out with a wheel of cheese." And I was like, "This is the fucking..." So I'm biting my tongue going, "This is the stupidest thing."
What are you from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
A wheel of cheese.
Yeah. So this is the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I'm hitting the stage with a wheel of cheese next door.
You
That's
won't
a good
do
idea.
it. Governor cheese. You're all talk.
I'm a Jarlsberg man.
When we play in Wisconsin, you got to come out with a big wheel of cheese.
They have the hats in the airport. The cheesehead hats.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're like $40.
Colin from Evidence used to have one. We used to keep it at the studio and wear it once in a while.
So I forgot where I was going.
Cheese.
So
Your
the cheese. So I heard about this all weekend. I'm like, this is a fucking rib. Just it'll be done by next weekend. Sunday I get a call from Taz going, "Yeah, Paul likes the idea. You need to go do the research and
Paul Heyman, the owner of ECW.
Yeah, Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman. Yes. He goes, "Paul likes the idea. We're gonna go with it. So do the research and get the gear." And that was it. That was what I got. So from then I was Amish.
And you let's be honest, you did no research.
Not really. I watched Kingpin a couple
All
times.
right, there you go. That's all you need, right? I mean, that's all you need.
Quintessential.
And I had the look, and if I was really Amish, I would have grown my hair out.
Right.
But I'd have never seen the ball.
But you had the hat.
I had that, which I got at it's like a Texas store. It's like a Western store on Sunrise Highway.
Go West.
Did you have a...
Yes. How did you know?
Because the commercial used to drive me insane.
I remember that commercial, yeah.
When
Wait,
you want to look your best, you know it's time to go west.
I went there, and it kind of looked like a Stevie Ray Vaughan hat, and that's the one I got. That was the closest one. That was Amish.
Pretty cool hat.
Do you have a buckboard?
I don't know what that is.
See, he didn't do his fucking research.
No, I didn't.
What is that?
A buckboard?
Yeah.
You don't know what a fucking buckboard is? You ever watch Little House on the Prairie?
No.
So that's not
I live in
Amish.
metropolitan New York
It's where
City,
you got. It's the cart that you sit in front of,
Oh,
and
it's called a buggy.
I guess a buckboard doesn't have a cover.
Okay,
All right,
it's a horse
so-
and buggy.
Right, it's a horse and buggy, whatever. So whatever the fuck.
So I don't think Little House on the Prairie was Amish, were they?
No, they were.
That song, the little girl fall down the hill all the time.
Yeah.
Michael Landon.
Yeah. Who was banging his fucking makeup artist?
God bless him.
Yeah, I mean, good for him, you know. All right, so somebody asked me, is only the Sabbath era, Aussie era Sabbath, what I like? To be honest, Aussie era Sabbath is my favorite, but I do love Dio era, and I love Dehumanizer,
Love it.
and I have to say, Headless Cross is a fucking amazing album, and nobody gives credit to it. There's a lot of great songs on that. So
Heaven and Hell, you can't.
You ever
Yeah,
see Sabbath
dude,
in
Heaven
any
and
of their incarnations?
Mm-mm.
No.
Heaven and Hell's great.
I did see Dio for the first time. I wasn't really a Dio fan, but we went to the show at Jones Beach, my friends and I. It was Motorhead, Dio, and Maiden.
Wow.
That's a bill.
That's an awesome bill.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
We missed Motorhead because my friend wanted to drink in the parking lot. But it's the first time I saw Dio perform.
I don't think Lemmy would be upset that you were drinking in the parking
we
lot.
heard him from the parking lot.
I'm sure.
Actually, I met Lemmy at the Rainbow. I was working for some company out in California.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
He apologized to me for doing Triple H's music. I'm sorry to do the music, mate. Why the fuck is this guy apologizing to me? But it's cool. So, the first time I saw Dio was at Jones Beach, and I never really listened to him. I knew Rainbow in the Dark here and there, but his performance was amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
His stage performance just blew me away. I didn't go out and buy the albums and stuff, but I appreciate what he did.
So let me date myself. I drank beer.
Does your wife know about this?
She doesn't even know who I'm talking about right now.
About dating yourself.
Oh yeah, that she knows. No, I get it. I was in the middle. Jeff Hanneman was to my right, and Lemmy was to my left. I saw Motorhead and Slayer together in a bar. This must have been
Sundance.
No, this was up in Connecticut.
Okay.
1980.
Toad's Place.
Windsor Locks?
No, I don't remember the bar.
Toad's Place in Hartford.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Toad's Place. It wasn't L&G. It was a small. I want to say it was called Club Anthrax in Norwalk, Connecticut. And I remember Slayer was driving around in like a Firebird or a Camaro.
I remember hearing about that.
Touring. And I sat with Jeff Hanneman and Lemmy drinking beers at the bar. It was the coolest thing ever. It's so funny, you know? And then I don't know how many years later at Milwaukee Metal Fest, Frank Rini is yelling at Eagles Ballroom. Frank Rini is yelling at fucking Kerry King because Slayer's going on and Drug Hedda was going on downstairs and Slayer was going on upstairs, and Frank was like, "You can't fucking go on! These guys get a chance to have a fucking audience!" He fucking lit into Kerry King. And Kerry King was like scared to death because at that time Frank was like fucking benching 450 pounds, all muscle. It was the funniest thing ever. Seeing Kerry King cower in front of Frank Rini, it was hilarious.
I've never met Kerry King, so I don't know his stature.
I mean, I'm one for sticking to the schedule. A lot of times, like you're supposed to.
Me too. Now that I've grown up and got older, yes.
Yes, I'm sure it was entertaining at the time.
It was hilarious. It's legendary.
Did you see Slayer on the last tour?
No.
I saw it on 3 of the 5 legs.
Did you? Did you see the last one?
No, we were in London the same night, I think, or Birmingham, or somewhere in England.
Then I probably got your ticket because I went with Sean Bell.
You did. You got my fucking ticket. It was great. Was it a great time?
It was awesome. We were on the floor, but Primus did not belong on the bill. I love Primus, but they did not belong on that bill.
Shout outs to Mike D and Phil Anselmo and the Illegals.
Yeah, they were awesome.
They're a fucking great band.
They were tight as fuck. We honestly, you know, I want to hate everything on planet Earth, dude. And
except weed.
Oh, suppresses some of the hate. And you know, I want to fucking rip into everything, dude. We went and saw Phil Anselmo's band live, and I'm one of the biggest Pantera fans on planet Earth, dude. And it was so good and so tight and so loud. I was like, oh.
And you didn't want it to be, did you?
No, it was great. It was fucking great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's fucking great. Right.
And it was in a small club. It was so good. Oh, God.
As fuck. They did the songs mad good justice.
I saw them open for Slayer. It was them, Ministry, Primus. I think there's another band in there, maybe. But Slayer was awesome.
Slayer's always awesome. Yeah. They put on a great show.
Yeah, we saw them at Jones Beach, too. Were you at that one?
I think we went to that one together.
You were at that one because you were behind me. You were, like, right in the section right behind the pit.
Right.
Because I saw you when the lights came on. You probably blocked it from your memory. I know why.
No. Oh, brother. I got in some trouble that night.
Oh, did you?
No, there was no trouble.
Yeah, right.
Just a pass.
Seen Slayer many times, at least 25 times. What band have you seen more than any other band?
Guar.
How many times?
Probably 20 plus times.
Wow.
I've seen them open for themselves as ex-cops. I've seen them play at the Roxy, like we were talking about earlier. I've seen them play at the Limelight in the city.
Which is a church.
Yeah, I saw them play there twice. Which my first experience walking in that building was one of the slaves was coming down the stairs in full gear.
Wow.
I saw them play in Connecticut at Toad's Place 3 or 4 times with 4 or 5 different people. I've seen him play up in Boston. I've seen him play in Louisville, Kentucky when I worked for WWE. Actually, the first time I took CM Punk to see him was in Kentucky. He enjoyed himself. And then I flew out to San Francisco to see him, my friend from high school. I forgot the name of the place. It's a famous place out in San Francisco. And that's where Otis came out and said, San Francisco, the birthplace of AIDS.
Oh, God. That's fucking brutal.
It was awesome, though.
So you lived in Kentucky?
Yes.
Where?
In Louisville.
All right, in Louisville.
When I got signed by WWE in 2005 and moved down there, and I was down there until 2008 when we moved back up there.
Okay.
Chris enjoys the bourbon, so.
No, I lived in Kentucky.
Where?
Did you?
For a year in Paducah.
I don't know how far that is.
It's north of Louisville.
Okay. I lived there for 3
The
years.
Palookaville Post?
Paducah's famous for 2 things. They were the first city to ever have McRib sandwiches. And I got to have McRibs before anybody else.
Whoa.
And they have the oldest embalmed man in a funeral home.
Bombed up, huh?
Embalmed up. He's like sitting there in a chair in the fucking funeral home. He's like 112 years old.
How's he doing?
He's all right.
He was 112 when he died.
He's a little crispy. No, he's been embalmed for 112 years. He's sitting.
But that's when you lived there, so now it's probably...
Yeah, add another 30 years to it.
I loved living there, but it's not New York. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not.
It's not New York. Like if you could live like, if you make a lot of money here in New York, you could live like a king down in Kentucky.
I loved Kentucky. I lived there for a year because my dad owned a factory in Kentucky, and he hired me to mow the lawn in the factory, which was like a 6-day job.
That's awesome.
It was all week to mow the lawn. It was a huge factory, and it was great because I'd take the tractor, put the lawnmower up, and go to the barbecue joint next door to the factory, park the tractor. I'm like 14.
That's why it took a week to do.
Right. I parked the tractor at the barbecue joint and get a fucking pile of pulled pork like this.
Good grief.
In a red basket with paper towel, and it was the best barbecue I ever had. And I swear to God, they just killed the cow. You could hear the gunshots. I swear to God, they killed the cow in the back. It was so good. Best memories of my, and not only that, but the penthouses and the hustlers that were in my father's bathroom.
Good grief.
Yeah. When you're 14, that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I used to deliver newspapers, and
nobody does that anymore. I did that too.
That doesn't even
I
exist.
haven't read one in a while.
But no one reads. They just go on the internet. So when I was a kid, as I was delivering newspapers, I found that a scam.
Oh.
Where if the paper was damaged, you go to the store and buy it, they'll reimburse you. So I would go to the store, say like two papers were damaged, and I get reimbursed, right? So I would go and get the newspapers, and I'd pull down the Hustlers or the Playboys and throw them inside the middle of the paper, go pay for the paper, and walk out, and I'd have it inside the newspaper.
That's awesome. Those were good days.
Yeah.
When porn was hard to find.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not in the palm of your hand.
Unlike stealing porn.
Well, I paid for it, but I paid for the newspaper.
Right. So what else we got? What are the questions you got for
I had a few
the man
on deck.
Vader's not here. That's the man.
Vader the band?
No, Vader. The wrestler.
Oh.
Vader Time.
Oh, yeah, he was one of the best, dude. Did you ever get to work with him in any capacity?
No. I met him one time, and he was kind of
Okay, here's a good one. I know you now for being. We're friends behind the scenes for many years now and stuff like that. I know you don't get starstruck and shit like that. You rarely emote about anything, to be honest with you.
People who know me know this.
I'll send him like a fucking novel text, and he'll just be like, "Cool." I'm like, "Is he pissed at me?" I'm like, "No, he's been doing this forever. That's fine." Who has starstruck you? Meeting him? You've been like, "Oh fuck, I can't believe I'm meeting."
Yeah, that's a good question.
Actually, when I met Rocky, Odorous had a costume one time. He did an art show, and I was kind of just I had nothing to say. I was just dumbfounded.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
There was another one too, but I don't remember what it was. He was one of them.
You didn't offer him heroin or anything?
No, I've never done a drug in my life. Even though I've been surrounded by it my entire life.
I hear you, man. Me too.
Somebody hit me with a beaver nugget.
They're in there.
They're in there.
They're hidden underneath the whiskey. He's trying to.
We're gonna hit some nugs. Well, Chris is gonna hit some nugs, and it's not the pot.
I saw Derek Prince is watching, world famous chef. Have you ever been to Buc-ee's, dude? I got some sick shit there, man.
Beaver nuggets.
Somebody asked me if my father was born in Greece. No, but his parents were born in Greece. My mother's parents were born in Smyrna, which is Turkey, and it's a Greek colony. And you know what the Turks did to the Greeks in Turkey, in Smyrna, and they escaped Smyrna and came to America. So, no, my parents weren't born in Greece. I spoke Greek fluently when I was a kid. It rolled off my tongue because all my relatives were Greek and they were all from Greece. And sadly, I lost it because they all died, and the language died. We still do Easter. We still do the big Greek Easter thing. I still barbecue a lamb on a spit. I try to do that every Easter and try to keep the tradition alive. But other than that, yeah. So that's it.
Lamb hurts my stomach.
You could have lamb on a stick. You missed it.
Yeah, dude, it's good. We're a little upset that Jessica ate our chocolate before it got to us, but...
Chocolate beef are nice. I guess the chocolate-covered ones, that's actually very disappointing, because I can only imagine that they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
But, actually, you shouldn't have told me. Shouldn't have told us that.
Next care package.
So, okay, let me ask you. Your worst injury?
Probably 3.
Well...
The worst one
top injury.
Top injury? I got a concussion in 1996. The first time I wrestled in front of my parents.
Oh, no.
Yeah. 5 minutes from my house at Sports Plus.
Okay.
Wrestling.
Hate Breed at Sports
Plus.
I saw Hate
Breed and Biohazard at
yeah,
Sports
that
Plus,
was a
man.
sick
Some
show.
kid broke his leg. Went like that. It was insane. Horrifying.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, I wrestled Bob Ray Dudley. My 5th match in the business. And he gave me a powerbomb. And my head snapped back, and I got a concussion. So I was out. Like, literally, I was done. I couldn't move. Like, he tried to pick up my leg, and I was flat. I could not move. Could not control anything. My father even jumped in the ring.
Oh, my God.
After the match was up, yeah. And the funny thing is, he told my mom, don't do anything if it happens. Part of the show. He's over the rail in the ring. But Bubba pinned me. I have the match on tape. He pinned me, and it was over, and then they carried me out of the ring. The next thing I remember, I'm in an ambulance going to Stony Brook University, and I snapped. I'm swinging at everybody.
Yeah, where the fuck am I?
Pressure.
Oh my God.
So they drugged me and calmed me down. They would stick an IV in my finger, and I snapped again. I'm punching everybody. They would tell. I don't remember this. Just what I'm told.
What you're told, right?
I was punching doctors in the dick. I was hitting my mom. I was hitting everybody. So they tranquilized me again and put me under. I remember waking up. Like, yeah, we're gonna stick an IV in your finger. I was like, no. I snapped, and I broke the restraints. I remember coming like this close, like to kicking a nurse, and then all of a sudden it just went numb.
Wow.
And then when I woke up, it was leather restraints. You see how my nostrils is like fucked up like that? You see that?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pulled out my breathing tube, and I tried to pull out my catheter. I had to go. Like I said, when I finally woke up, my mom was like, please take him off. Like, no.
Oh, my God.
And if I remember correctly, there was one point where I woke up when I was not drugged. I was surrounded by security, and they tried to tune me up a little.
Oh, really?
I remember that, yeah, briefly, because I remember waking up and they were around me.
Oh, my God, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but there's no way to prove it. This is years ago, but that was my worst injury.
Whoa.
Then I had a bulging disc in my back, right? So in my spinal column, there's a disc poking out like this. So from landing on my ass all the time, and what finally did was jumping down from the ring to both feet, severed the disc.
Oh.
So there's a piece of disc floating around in my spinal column. I had no circulation to my legs. They put the dye in, and it was just the worst pressure I've ever felt. The guy said he did the x-ray and looked through, and the dye stopped, like right above my ass. Oof. So I was like that for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I said, finally, I got to get the surgery done. I went in at 6 o'clock in the morning. They opened me up. They cut the back. The doctor said a piece flew right out, sewed me up, and I was walking at night.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then the last one that I had was my neck here. See that?
Right, yeah, I see that.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a pretty badass fucking scar right there.
Where is it? It's right here somewhere. Whatever side. It's this one right here. So I was wrestling Evan Bourne, Matt Seidel, and OVW. We discussed a dive, which you know it's entertainment. And it's my job as the guy on the floor to make sure the guy jumping from the ring does not hit the floor. I'm his protection. I'm his crash pad. So we discussed this dive several times over in my recollection. Chest to chest. He's going to jump over the top rope. I'm going to catch him. I'm like, and boom.
Right.
We
Absorb the shock.
Absorb the shock. We all land safely, and we go on to wrestle, continue the match, and wrestle the next day. So time comes to the match. I roll out to the floor. He hits the ropes, comes charging, jumps over the top rope, and he starts to sink. So me, doing my job, I take a step forward to protect him. Now, mind you, his head's here. I catch him like this, and he cartwheels on me.
Oh.
All his weight. Now, if I knew he was going to cartwheel, I caught him a different way. But I didn't.
Right, of course.
Because I'm thinking, I got to protect this guy, he's going to wipe out. Looking back on it, I should just let him wipe out. So he cartwheels, all his pressure, all his weight, and the speed and velocity and everything, as I have him upside down, boom, crushes the disc in my neck.
Jesus.
So, after that, I got knocked out. But I continued the match for another like 5-10 minutes. Probably 5 minutes, I want to say. I don't really remember. Because I was going like this, and I couldn't feel my hands.
Right.
So I went through, finished the match, drove home from there. Kentucky was probably 2 hours to Louisville. And then when I got home and hit the shower, this burned. From here and here, it felt like fire was hitting.
Right, yeah.
Called a double burner.
Right.
That's why they outlawed the spear in football. So I went to physical therapy, it went down to this, it went down to this, and it went away. Then when I tuck my chin forward, I get like electric shock down my fingers.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah, so it's not fun. You know, that's the nervous system. So I had to have the disc taken out, and I got a
cadaver disc, right?
Cadaver bone put in. It's like a cadaver hip or something.
Yeah.
And put it in a metal plate with 4 screws, so 2 up top and 2 on the bottom.
Right.
So that was the final injury. So those top 3 injuries I've had, and luckily I'm still able to talk to you guys today. So
now I lucked out.
Wow.
I had something similar happen. I lucked out from all the years of headbanging. I fucked up C3 and 4 and lost for 2 months. Lost the use of my left arm. Completely lost it.
Pretty recently too. It actually kind of weirded us out for a little while.
It fell dead, but thank God a chiropractor straightened it out.
I'm glad it worked for you.
You also
It doesn't work for everybody.
It doesn't work for they couldn't diagnose that I had a piece of disc in my back.
Right. He knew the chiropractor. They took X-rays, they took an MRI, and they saw the bulging discs.
You also broke your foot in Italy.
Yep.
And got coronavirus in China.
In Japan, yeah. I'm a mess. And
Literally, that's not a joke.
And I got some kind of kidney pain that I got to go to the doctor for tomorrow. Do not get old. Whatever you do, don't get old. It's
so 19 cigars a day.
I hope it's stoned.
They say go on a roller coaster, so shake them loose.
All right, here's a great question or a commenty kind of thing. Here we go. From Larry Foreman, a fellow Long Island fella. He says he worked at Acclaim when the ECW game came out, and
Acclaim was awesome to us, yes.
You came down and wrestled, and you did the motion capture for your own character. Want to tell us any cool stuff? I actually had the game. I got it the day it came out. ECW Hardcore Revolution, I believe it was called. I think
so. I don't remember.
Hardcore Revolution.
I remember it was cool being in a video game, but the video game was terrible.
I had it for PlayStation 1. Like, I got it for my birthday when I was 13, and you were fucking in it. You were in it!
I have the N64 version.
Sick as fuck. You got any cool stories for that?
Yeah. Acclaim was awesome to us. They brought us all in that day, and we were doing, like, we did our entrance, and then we did voiceovers. So, like, okay, make, like, twisting your arm. Oh, you know, okay, make it like I'm twisting your arm even harder. You know, and so in between that, it's like cracking jokes. So it's like, let me go, clown. Ouch! Stop touching me. Where's my draw? Can I get more money? You know, stuff like that was thrown in throughout the game. So even though the game is terrial,
I loved it actually.
It's cool.
I think it came out when I was in 7th or 8th grade.
But it's an old WWF like motor,
like Raw game or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like it's cool. And Acclaim was awesome. I got picked up by a limo from my house in Setauket, driven to Smith Haven Mall to do an autograph signing in the back. Yeah. 5 minutes away in a mall.
Where, Planet Comics?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Got Bad Magic the Gathering cards there.
And Dee Snider's son was working at Planet Comics.
Sick.
That's how he ended up getting a job at Acclaim, because he was so good at selling like autographs and stuff like that. But Acclaim was awesome to us. And then we did E3 in California.
Sick.
We actually wrestled there. I wrestled Simon Diamond and Rhino twice.
Wow.
At E3, before WWE ever wrestled at E3. We were the first company to wrestle at E3. I think it was like 98, I want to say. We're out there. Yeah. It was a great experience. Acclaim was fantastic to us. I still talk to Mike Archer every once in a while. He was
fucking awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man. Acclaim was awesome.
We wrestled at NAMM, me and Chris.
Yeah, we did.
in the parking lot. It had nothing to do with the show or entertainment. We just got wrecked and wrestled.
Chris body slammed me into a 79 Pinto.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was great.
See, now you just...
the windshield shattered, everything. He just
now
body
you just
slammed.
expose yourself. Whoever was out there, the 75 Pinto, can now...
79 Pinto.
79.
Steve, our singer, says he's pretty sure he had the game, and he's pretty sure it was bad.
It was awful. Awful.
I liked it.
But
What's up, Steve?
But
Love you, baby.
But I don't think there was. I don't know if I went back a lot and played it. Like I'm sure I went through it with everybody.
It was cool to be in it.
It was cool. I had a shirt, dude. The day it came out, I think I got it at. Ready for this one?
Sam Goody?
Software, etc.
Yeah, that was probably right next door to Planet
It's
Comics.
called Software, etc. And I got it there for I think my 13th or 14th birthday. Holy shit! Sean Bell is actually calling me right now. I'm going back after this.
So Andrew asks me if I'm going to get tested for COVID. I'm probably going to go to the doctor tomorrow because I got some kind of weird kidney pain here. So probably ask for a COVID test, but I'm past it. Whatever I had, Chris can attest to. I was sick for 8 weeks.
So we went to Japan. And we flew into China, and then we had a layover, and we went to Japan after that. And it was Thanksgiving-ish.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and then
November.
like a week later or something, you're like, I'm not feeling great. I'm not going to hang. I didn't really see him. Cut to New Year's Eve. I didn't see him from fucking Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. He was fucking sick as a dog.
I was so sick.
And then this whole shit comes out 2-3 months later.
Yeah.
So what did it feel like when you had it?
I had some kind of lung thing. Okay. I could not.
Nothing to do with the cigars or anything?
No.
Okay.
The doctor I went to was actually really cool. You know, she was like, you don't inhale cigars. You know, she's like, you can get mouth cancer if you smoke 10 cigars a day, but you're not inhaling them. So I don't think it's that. She thought it was just some kind of cold. So I went through
flu.
Or a flu. Or I went through 2 rounds of steroids, 2 rounds of antibiotics, and none of it helped. It took 10 weeks for whatever it was to go. I was coughing. I couldn't breathe. I was wheezing the whole time. It was terrible. I thought I had lung cancer or something. It was horrible. And then it went away. So I'm
Because of your immune system.
Hey, you live. We need another 2 albums out of you.
yeah.
All right.
Great.
Just recorded tracks now.
Hey, did you ever see Internal Bleeding in any incarnations over the years?
I'm sorry. No, I have not.
No, huh? I'm surprised.
Sorry, I have not.
That's okay.
It's not your fault.
Well, it could be my fault.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe I did see Turtle Bleeding. Did you say you guys opened for Guar one time at the Roxy?
Yeah.
What year do you think that was?
90-something. I don't know.
It was 90-something because it was this Toilet Earth.
Yeah, it was this Toilet Earth. Whatever year that was.
And it was either the Lunatics or the Meat Men. Or
Right.
Both.
I think it was Lunatics. I don't think it was the Meat Men. I think it was the Lunatics. I don't know. I played so many shows, I can't remember. I have highlight shows, but like...
All right, so there you go. What's the best event, show, thing you ever performed at that you went, holy shit, that was fucking awesome? Sickest crowd, or the sickest feeling you got, or the sickest travel that you ever did? What was the coolest, best thing with the pinnacle?
Right,
the
yeah.
damn thing. The thing that you were like, fuck yeah, I did it.
I wrestled at Madison Square Garden.
God damn it. That's
What was
cool.
that? What was that like?
It was
With
amazing.
all those people.
It was amazing. And they were chanting RoadKill at the end.
That's so cool.
Fucking awesome.
And no one can ever take that away from me, ever.
Right.
Dude,
So
that's
what's
That's
the
big.
place
That
that-
is making it as it gets.
what's the adrenaline like? Like
I'm
what?
getting goosebumps.
I
so
can imagine.
sick, dude.
What?
A lot of the guys that are there now in WWE take it for granted. They go, oh, it's the Garden, it's the Garden, it's the Garden. But as a kid growing up, every month there was a house show on MSG that I would watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or my friend would tape it for me and I'd
Some of
watch
the best
it.
events I ever went to were at the Garden. Wrestling.
I was at Hulk Hogan against Macho Man,
Holy shit.
where Macho Man won the match by countout.
Whoa.
Now, it's the first time I ever heard, however, the title does not change hands. You know, I was a Hulkamaniac. 100% Hulkamaniac. I was at that show. It was awesome.
Sick as fuck, dude.
I went to WrestleMania 2 as well. But
Was that the Coliseum?
that was at the Coliseum. I
Wow.
remember it was on a Monday. I was in 5th grade. My friend's father took us. It was me, my friend, and his brother, and his father. So it was 4 of us. And we're sitting like the nosebleeds. But it was amazing. We watched like 4 or 5 matches. Then we got Roddy Piper against Mr. T in the boxing match. Then the screens came down, and we saw Rosemont Horizon. And then we saw California, Hogan and Bundy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's sick. Chris, so what was your biggest? What would be your biggest Goosebumps show?
Knotfest. I mean,
Knotfest?
you know what I mean? Like, leading up to it, the whole thing, and then hitting that first note, and like, we didn't play great that day.
It was a disaster.
But the show was
It was a
sick,
fucking disaster.
and the fucking experience.
Sorry, not Fest.
Yeah. We didn't play great, but we were treated so fucking good.
Yeah,
And the crowd was sick, and they responded well to it. I mean, even I think they played off that we were, whatever. It was so goddamn cool.
Yeah, that
And
was
like
that
the
was
pomp
awesome.
and circumstance behind it, and the accommodations, and the whole thing was just like, I was like, oh shit, we kind of did it.
See, as far as accommodation wise, we got flown out to LA for, like I was talking about earlier, the Acclaim. We did E3. Dude, they gave us per diem. They paid for a hotel. They paid for a flight. We were treated like celebrities out there. It was awesome.
Sick as fuck. And you guys legit were, man. Like, I mean, when I was in junior high school, like, the ECW was the shit. It was the primary source of entertainment. It was the best.
See, in my mind, I just lived it. You know what I mean?
You did it, dude.
I just, but to
I
me,
know, it's so awesome. So awesome.
One of those cool stories, we went to Wisconsin, and a fan comes up to me in the airport and hands me this paper. Now, it's like, it's The Rock, it's Goldberg, and then it's RoadKill in the middle.
Whoa.
In Wisconsin. I was like, how did I make it on this paper? It was crazy.
That's cool as fuck.
Another cool like paper thing was I did Terry Funk's WrestleFest in like '96, his first retirement match. It was him against Bret Hart and whatnot.
Whoa.
So I was the opening match against Win Kanemaru. So the paper, it was like a day paper and a night paper. The day paper is a picture of me going like this on the ring, and then at night it was Bret Hart and Terry Funk. Yeah, man, it's like I said, a lot of great life experiences I have. I'm not bitter to it. It just leave it on that shelf, man. No regrets. No regrets.
That's great. That's fucking awesome.
That's cool as fuck, man.
I wanted to ask you, like, does it seem how do I explain it? Does it seem surreal that you went through all this? That you met all these great people, that you wrestled in MSG? Like, looking back, do you ever say like, wow, that's just like weird, I can't believe I did that?
Not weird to me. It was just normal. It was like it was my reality, you know.
Okay.
Because that's what I wanted to do from the time I was a kid. It was just like, it's like you driving to a show and like, this is our stage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
I get it. I just sometimes when I play a really good show, and the crowd's going nuts and everybody's going nuts, and we had a great set and we're all tight, and I'll get off stage and I'll be like, that was like surreal. Like, I did it really happen? Like,
oh no, it all happened.
My whole life has led up to this, and did this really happen? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's it's a surreal experience. It's like
I'm just thankful those
me too, man.
Those things happened.
Me too, dude. I'm happy
a
about
lot of great life experiences. I met a lot of good people. I met a lot of bad people. I learned a lot of things throughout the world and the country. So I think it's pretty great that
and we were talking about this earlier, backstage.
Yeah, behind
in my driveway. That's backstage.
Gorilla position.
I think it's great that you have, and we discussed this, like I said, I think it's great that you have that perspective where you said you put it on the shelf, and it's where you were at the time, and you've moved on. Where a lot of people can't
move forward.
They can't move forward.
They don't know any better. And they don't know anything different. They don't want anything different.
How did you do that? Now I know that
it was like a switch. I literally woke up one day and said, I don't want this anymore.
Okay.
I had fought so hard to get to WWE and train, and that was the goal. And then I got there, and it wasn't what I expected it to be. It was different, like political bullshit. It wasn't fun. ECW was fun. When you got to WWE, it was like, they're fucking with your head for what reason?
Right.
Okay. That stinks.
That
sucks. I forgot where I was going.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
Putting it on the shelf.
We got him a fucking contact high.
Yeah, putting it on the shelf. I mean,
putting it on the shelf, I want to, like people with these questions, the fans that are watching, they have memories of what I've done. I cannot perform the way I used to when I was 19. I'm 44 years old now.
He's a baby.
He's a
fucking baby.
Well, compared to you, no offense, but
right.
I was born in '76. Compared to other people, I'm an old bastard.
Right.
But my body can't go through. I can't risk getting hurt
by
unprofessional people again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to take that memory of what RoadKill was or what he is and leave him on the shelf because people have an attachment to that. I don't want to come and drag it out and drag it out and drag it
And
out.
ruin the reputation.
Yeah, because then you don't remember that.
Right.
So I live forever on the WWE Network, on YouTube, and I'm in the encyclopedia too, you know?
Yeah, that's great. I wish I could
A lot of people don't know who I am, but a lot of people do.
Right. I get it. I only talk about this a lot because, listen.
From an outsider's point of view, I don't want to cut you off, I'm sorry. You were part of something that's actually maybe even bigger than you realize it actually is. It's so influential.
But that was normal to me.
And it was so goddamn entertaining.
Yeah, you don't see it.
For kids of my era, I'm probably 5, 6, 7 years younger than you. If you're Sean Bell's age or whatever, 7, 8 years.
Born 76, so
I'm 84. So kids my age that were finding that stuff, it was better than WCW and WWF. It was the thing we wanted because we were becoming adults at that point. We were 14, 15 years old, and we were going, oh my God, they're kicking the fucking shit out of each other. And the storylines are awesome, and they're more intriguing. And the chicks' tits are enormous. And
they were.
I love Francine. Can I have Francine's number? Do you have her number?
I cannot give you her number. She's married with 2 children now. She's off the market.
Well, if
she seems to be happy.
If they ever need a stepfather, I'm ready to rock.
But every time I tell you that she's going to be around, you don't go. She was in Queens, you didn't go.
Yeah, no, I'm always on tour, dude. It's always like a weekend in November, right? For some reason, we're always in some godforsaken country somewhere when it's like all of the NWO is going to be around the corner from your house, Chris. I'm like, what?
So you grew up in ECW. I grew up the whole boom of Hulkamania.
Right.
I was around for WrestleMania 1. The first album I ever owned was the wrestling album.
There was a wrestling album?
There was a wrestling album.
So now, I don't remember this because our record label is a bunch of criminals.
Aren't they all?
But we're on a wrestling CD.
What?
Yes. I don't know the wrestling.
So it might have been the time.
I have to.
What year was this? What era? What song?
96, 97.
So it might have been the.
What song?
What was the name of the company?
I don't remember. I wish I did, but I know that we're on a wrestling compilation. Yes. I'll look it up.
So it might be one of those ECW albums. You have to look into.
Maybe no.
If you research Pavement Music wrestling CD, it'll come up. But we were on some wrestling CD.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
It could have been ECW because we had a distributor.
And we were on the Bam show or whatever on MTV.
Viva La Bam.
Yeah, we were on that a couple of times.
So
that was pretty fun.
That's exposure, right?
Yeah, no, that was pretty fun.
We're gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes, guys. You guys have any last minute questions for the band fellas or Mike? Music, wrestling related, don't fucking matter. Roadkill, you're the fucking man. Anything you want to prop? Anything you want? Any websites you
just
got?
Say
anything,
it. Say it.
Say what?
You know what?
Oh, jeez.
Say it.
No, I gotta wait till the end.
All right. He's gonna wait till the end. He's a real actor. He knows what he's doing.
An entertainer.
He's a true entertainer.
Excuse me.
We really appreciate you coming in, dude. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Thanks for having me. I don't think I got high, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Beaver Nuggets.
Mike and I work together at our day job. It's we have an eBay store. It's called Gore Store NY. On eBay, we have horror movie stuff, heavy metal stuff, NECA toys, Funko Pops, comics.
I hate those Funko Pops.
Custom T-shirts,
what is
anything
a
under the
fucking
sun.
Funko Pop?
eBay.
Because all I think is a lollipop.
Gore Store NY.
Are they the things with the big heads?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, it's
the dog's barking.
Basically, it's everything the same scale, same style across pop culture. So you have like animation characters. So you have like Disney, and then you can have like horror characters, but it's all the same scale, same size.
Right, my kids are into that. They have all the.
The Groucho Marx one looks just like you.
Oh Jesus!
Yep.
Yeah.
He lived a ripe old age.
Ripe.
I'm feeling ripe, man. I'm old.
Well, you've been pickling yourself for decades now.
I really enjoyed talking to you, especially about the putting it on the shelf thing, because I'm getting older, and like my arm and my wrist are starting to. It's becoming a struggle to play guitar.
Struggle to get out of bed.
Yeah, and
struggle to walk up and down stairs.
What the hell am I going to do after internal bleeding?
So,
figure it out.
It's terrible news.
I don't want to put it on a shelf. I ain't retiring, but I'm trying.
No, you gotta breed a new guitar player.
Oh my God! Somebody asked, "What the fuck are beaver nuggets?"
Right,
come on,
they're like
Andrew. We're gonna explain it right now. What a beaver nugget
corn pop cereal? It's like corn pops, but they're
brown sugar, cornmeal, corn
coated with some other shit,
vegetable oil, and a bunch of other stuff from Kentucky somewhere. No, it's Texas. Sorry, we were talking about Kentucky earlier.
Tejas. Thanks again.
They are delicious.
To who sent them?
Jessica.
Look at the size of this nugget.
Oh,
Jess,
that's a
Jess
serious.
Thank you very much.
That's a serious nugget. Yeah, thank you, Jessica. We really appreciate that.
God damn, they're good.
Yeah, they're fucking great. So a little internal bleeding. So let's. We don't really have any big news, but last week we were supposed to jam and do live, but now we're looking at June 20th to do it. Just got to play it safe. And
Logistics are all fucking fucky, you know.
But
nowadays.
you already had it and you survived.
Tis what it is.
And we're like
I'm dying to fucking play
6 inches away from each other.
It doesn't really. I don't care. It doesn't. I don't care at this point. If you're out in public, though, for Christ's sake, probably just wear the masks and just do the right thing.
Listen, do what's right for you. You want to wear a mask, you want to wear gloves, do it. If you don't, respect people's belief and let them not do it.
Exactly. Good
Do
point.
what makes you feel comfortable. It's a free country.
I think that's a good.
If you want to stay home, stay home. If you want to go out, go out. But be respectful of everybody else. That's it. It's very simple.
I think that's a great philosophy.
That's it. We're all, we all got to live in this world.
I mean, I worry about the biggest thing I worry about is my mother. She's 85.
See, but
And I get worried about being in contact with people and whether the threat is. I don't care whether the threat is real or not. I don't want that hanging over my head
for
that I got my mother sick. I can't live. I will never be able to live with that guilt.
It's affected mostly older people,
Right.
people with bad
Right.
immune systems,
Right.
people with conditions that already existed.
Closing the show on a high note, I see.
We got to talk about it. We are
Yeah,
6
fair
inches
enough.
apart.
No, I try to really not mention it. While we do this fucking thing, I kind of forget about it. It's like the 1 hour of the week that I'm not like,
I'm sorry.
oh yeah, everything's terrible. You know what I
It's
mean?
not really that terrible.
No, it's not. I think things are honestly
It's
come back to
more-
normal sooner than later.
Yeah. It's as normal
We're
as you
back.
want
We're
it to
losing viewers by the minute after that segment.
Right,
Sorry.
right, yeah, we just brought everything down.
All right, thank you guys so fucking much, dude. Roadkill, ECW original. This was sick as fuck, dude.
The man!
Metal and wrestling has always gone hand in hand, in my opinion. And if you don't think so, sign the fuck off and don't watch TV anymore. Don't watch Facebook anymore. Mike, you're the fucking man. I really appreciate it, dude. You have a wealth of knowledge and a breadth of knowledge that, and a subject that I love almost as much as heavy metal. if not
Wait,
more.
breath, is that BREATH or BREATH?
BRE.
It's like breast or something.
Like I said,
breast.
we got,
Well, he has breast knowledge.
we have an eBay store. It's called Gore Store NY on eBay. Check that shit out. Internal Bleeding.
Buy
We're gonna drop
everything.
some new music one of these days. We're gonna fucking drop a
Should we roll out with the new demo
festival
song?
date. Sure, fuck it. We're gonna have a festival date sooner than later for you guys,
When it
somewhere
opens
here
up.
in the States when it's when we're allowed to announce it.
Oh, you already have it, but you just can't.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's in the can, as they say.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm Greek.
ECW
I'm
was the
Greek. It's
fucking
always
best.
in the can.
Greek is
Thank
in
you
the
guys so
can.
much. We're gonna fucking play a demo on the way out. Anything else you want to add, Mike?
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
You know what I want you to say.
Chickens.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. We love you. We'll close it out with a new demo song and enjoy and see you
Support
next.
Internal Bleeding for sure.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.